What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. Today we're back with my 1987 Chevrolet Monte Carlo SS, and we just recently got the transmission in from Monster Transmission, the Stage 3 204R. We just got the 383 stroker from Smitting Performance installed. We've got the cross member from Holley, their Blackheart Edition, installed. Now it's time to start working on some of the mundane stuff. And I debated whether I should film it or not, but I had a lot of you say that you'd like to see more of this car, so we're going to go ahead and do that today. The goal is to get the condenser in. The goal is to get the radiator in. I know, super simple, right? Here's the part that's a little less simple. I would really like to get all of my brackets, all of my pulleys, my water pump, everything installed, including the compressor. I'd love to get it all put together and the belts on it. Next, and this is probably not all going to happen in this video, but I would also really like to get my headers installed because I got a feeling those are going to be a bear, so I'm kind of tempted to start with the headers. I'll take these spark plug wires off. I'll probably go ahead and pull the spark plugs out just to make sure I don't break them. But this looks like it's going to be, well, a lot of fun. And of course, we have the headers sitting over here somewhere. I don't remember where they are, but they are from Holley. It's their Blackheart Edition. We got the headers, the 3-inch exhaust. We've got everything from Holley to make this thing sound as good as it looks. And speaking of how everything looks, well, we took some time about 4 or 5 days ago, all of us, Delbert and Monkey Wrench Mike and Santa's Workshop and myself, and we took all the factory pulleys. I wanted it to be as factory as possible. I could have gone with an aftermarket serpentine belt setup. It would have looked really nice, you know, $1,500 or so. You could have had that done. It would have been a lot easier than what I'm doing here. Because what we did is we took all the factory pulleys, and here's that that heater pipe for the water pump. We literally took every single pulley and sanded the living heck out of it to the point you can see the numbers again on it. And now we're going to put them all back on, freshly painted. The bolts have been sanded and painted. Everything is like a satin black, and I think it's going to all fit on here really nicely and look really good. So before I decide to start putting all of my pulleys on, I'm going to start with getting in the condenser and the radiator. That's first and foremost, because once I start putting pulleys on, it's going to start taking up a lot of this space. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that stuff in here real quick. Then the fun part, we're going to move on to the headers, and if I'm going to do the headers, I should probably also throw in the starter. You see what I mean? It's this snowball effect. It just keeps going. Now, I got a mini torque starter, one of those high torque mini starters right here. I did this because I have no idea how much room I'm going to have with those headers. So much smaller than the factory starter. I also got the shim kit and everything to go with it as well. So we're going to attempt in this video to get it all together. I know what you're thinking. Are we going to hear it run in this video? It's possible. It's not likely, but it's possible that maybe if I could get the headers on, get some of this stuff installed, possibly we might be able to throw some fuel down the carburetor and at least get it to fire up with open headers in this video. But I'm not going to promise you guys that because honestly, there's a lot of work to do here. You know, it seems like the closer I get to getting this thing done, the harder things start becoming. For example, I put on the water pump and the water pump broke. I started screwing this bypass hose, heater bypass connector for the heater core into it, and it just snapped. I've done this 100,000 times before. I've never seen one snap like this. Let me get you guys in here so you can see it a little bit better. Take a look at that. It literally just cracked right there. Right there. I mean, okay, that's a brand new water pump, so it looks like I got to go exchange the water pump. I managed to get the lower pulley on, so that's something. I feel like I'm not making a whole lot of progress. Next, fighting to get this driver's side header in, and I'm not done. Obviously, I've got the header installed, and I think it looks really good. Clearance looks pretty good. Very happy with it. Getting it in was a little bit of a pain. I ended up having to come up here and beat on, you see where I smashed it? Right where that runner is. I could not get this thing to go without taking a hammer and just pummeling that pan. But once I got that pan bent down, it slid in relatively easily. 3 out of the 4 plugs on this side I've got tightened down, but then there's this one right here that I just can't, I can't get to it with anything. Not with a wrench, not with anything. So I think I'm going to make a tool, or I'm going to at least attempt to make a tool to do this. Those spark plugs are so far down in the head, you can't get... I've got an offset wrench. I've got tons of 5/8. I've tried combinations of everything, and I can't get anything to work. So here's my idea. You guys tell me if you think it's going to work or not. You see I've got my cutting disc out. Here is your typical Duralast 5/8 spark plug socket. This will not fit in there. I mean, I have literally tried everything. Now, I've got no tool that's going to fit in there to tighten that one plug. It's the last one. So the idea is, this is pretty deep. I thought about cutting maybe about this much off from here to the top. And then maybe, just maybe, I can fit this in. I won't be able to get a ratchet on the back, but I can use a 19 mil wrench to finish tightening it up. So that's the idea. This is a cheap socket. It's one that I can afford to sacrifice. If it works, great. If it doesn't, well, that sucks. But we're going to try. We're going to cut it apart, and we're going to try to fit this thing on there, and hopefully we have a tool for doing our spark plugs. And what we have now is a much shorter spark plug socket. Will it work? Probably not. Is it worth a try? Absolutely. Now I can already hear you guys getting on to me for not wearing safety glasses, but I'm here to tell you, safety glasses, obviously, first thing. All right, this thing's a little hot. Still a little warmer than I thought it was going to be. We'll let that cool off for just a minute. We're going to get under the car. We're going to find out if it works. All right, so I wanted to show you guys something. Here is a normal spark plug socket. It's a magnetic one. And here is the one I made. Just a tad bit different. Now, I'll be the first to admit I didn't cut it perfectly even. It's a little off, but hey, take a look at this. All right? I actually had to cut the backside off of it too, along with the front. I had to cut this thing down as small as I could cut it, where I could still get a 19 millimeter wrench on the end of it. And thankfully, it barely fit. I'm talking by the skin of your teeth. This thing barely fit, but it fits. And now all of my spark plugs on the driver's side are tight. So now I can put the plug wires back on, and we can move on to attempting. I say attempting. Supposedly this is the hard side, and it's done. From what I understand, the passenger side is super easy. I may even attempt to leave the spark plugs installed so I don't have to fight with them later. But for now, I'm going to put the plug wires on, we're going to lower it down, and we're going to continue on with the header install. Well, I got some bad news. This header, the easy one, this side is so easy. Guys, it slides right in there. Not a problem. It didn't fight me at all like the driver's side did. Unfortunately, I got a little angry. And you might see there's a misshapen runner right there. I did that. I know what you're thinking. You ruined it. That's awful. Yeah, you're probably right. I did read, though, that occasionally you got to smack these things around a little bit to make room. They're not a one-size-fits-all. And I've also read that doing this doesn't actually affect horsepower, torque numbers. That's just a myth. I know it looks ugly, but you would have never seen this anyway because it would have been underneath the evaporator box. So I have smashed it about as good as I can smash it. It's not fitting. We're still not even close. We're nowhere near where we need to be for this to fit. I've reached out to Holly to try to figure out what's going on with this. We reuse the stock mounts with the exception of the transmission mount, so it's not a height difference here. It's 350 block, which would be the same as the 305 that came out of it. I mean, there's really no reason that I can think of why that header doesn't fit. The driver's side fit, yes, I had to make some adjustments to the floor pan of the car, but it fit. This side, I cannot fit it in there because it is running straight up into my airbox. And you can see pretty clearly where it's been running into right there. You see where it's all, yeah, that's where it's hitting. And I can't find any way of making that fit. So, unfortunately, it looks like we're done for the night. I reached out to Classic Gbody Garage on Instagram. Cool guy. Man, if there's some way of doing this, I guarantee you, he's going to figure it out. Santa from Santa's Workshop, we've reached out to him as well. We'll see if he can do anything for us. But anyway, go check out Classic Gbody Garage on Instagram, and his YouTube channel is linked to that as well. I'll put a link below this video. Just because, cool channel, regardless of whether he can help us fix this or not. We'll wait to see what Holly says. I'm thinking maybe we got the wrong headers, and if we got the wrong headers, it's really going to suck, guys. Not only does that mean I got to pay for another set of headers, but that also means that all that work that I just went through to get the driver's side header in, all for nothing. All for nothing. It means we're going to have to undo the whole thing and start from scratch. So this is what I'm doing. I've had a really bad day with the water pump breaking. That was first and foremost, the water pump cracked. So that was my first clue. Having to beat down on the floor pan to get that header to fit. That was kind of like, maybe you should stop for the day. I snapped a bolt in the condenser. I put the condenser back in, and sure enough, I was tightening a bolt for one of the condenser mounts. Bolt snapped in the whatever, the header panel or the core support, whatever you want to call it. And that was another clue. And now I've taken a hammer to perfectly good headers, and it still doesn't fit. So I can take a hint. I'm calling it a night. You probably see this other set of headers here. Santa's Workshop gave those to me for my C20. We're going to put those on the C20, put a nice little exhaust on it. And I thought, I might as well try to see if they fit. They don't fit. I'm sure they'd fit the engine, but they're designed for a C10 pickup truck. They're not designed for a G-body, so not a chance of those fitting either. So we're going to come back fresh tomorrow. I'm going to be cleaned up. Everything's going to be fine. It's going to be a new day, and hopefully we can get this resolved. It is the end of a new day. What do you think?
I think it's a beautiful day.
Look, I got all the stuff lined up here that needs to go under the hood of the car. And Santa dropped by, and he had a special gift for us. Would you take a look at these? You had headers.
Well, yeah, you gave them to me.
Off of?
The blue El Camino.
Bingo.
G-body with air conditioning.
See? So, by the end of yesterday's video, we figured out after smashing the headers that they don't fit. They never fit. They were never going to fit.
Right.
I got a hold of Santa over here, and I said I was just in a bad mood yesterday. I was like, I'm stuck. It's going to probably take at least a week that this project's going to be put on hold. And he said, wait a minute. He said, I got headers off that blue El Camino you gave me. And I was like, please, please, please. He brought them on over. He cleaned up the ports here. They're looking real good, so the sealing surfaces are good. They're a little rusty. He's going to take them out there and paint them. They had collectors on them. He held them down. I chopped them off with a Sawzall.
Yep.
And the pipes that go to that car that came from Holly fit over them perfectly.
Yes, they do.
So, and because these came off of a G-body with air conditioning, there's no doubt that these are going to fit just fine. They'll drop right in. No more beating, no more screaming, and...
Well, there might be, because headers are headers.
Well, that's true. But, see, I already did it yesterday.
Right.
Twice. So
you want to be a seasoned pro.
I think I got it. I think I even made a custom tool for getting to the spark plugs.
Yep.
So I think, and it looks like these, you should be able to get to spark plugs relatively easily. Most of them.
I remember when we was messing with that engine trying to get it running decent. We could get to the spark plugs. You know, some of them were a little pain, but you know, it wasn't bad.
No, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
All that matters is these are going to go on the engine. And soon, very soon, we're going to start this damn car.
Yep.
It's going to run.
And I brought something to make them look better.
Yes, he's got some paint. So, ooh, Eastwood.
Eastwood high temp.
Yes. Factory look.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to use that on your Corvette. Didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used what I needed on the Corvette.
Yeah.
I bought 4 cans of that. because I didn't know what all I would need.
Right.
And I have 3 cans just sitting there on the shelf.
Well, listen up, Eastwood, if you're out there and you happen to see this video, you guys should, hook this man up. Well, definitely, Eastwood, you should go holler at Santa's Workshop. You guys need to go subscribe to Santa's Workshop if you haven't already. I'm going to put a link below the video to him because he literally saved this project this week. You look tired.
Yeah, a little bit.
He looks beat. This car whooped both of us tonight.
Yeah, literally.
Again, it's not the first night. I literally haven't done that. And I've been just sitting around watching him work.
Yeah, bull.
Well, that's what people say.
Well, they're wrong.
So we had a big pile of parts down here earlier, didn't we? Where did all that go? There were headers and what? Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
You know what stands out like a sore thumb?
What's that?
I'm looking at the video and I'm like, oh, God, I'm not near the end of it. Those trans lines. Everything under here is painted and decent. Those trans lines are rusty looking as hell. People are going to be like, no. You know what? We can focus on that later.
Yeah.
You can always take some cardboard and some spray paint and just,
there you go.
It's not that big of a deal. But tell me what you think of the satin pulley system on here. I mean, it's OEM. It's all original. It's just been cleaned up and painted. We got the new power steering pump on. We've run into a problem. I mean, the new water pump is on the headers. Take a look at the headers. Thank you, Santa's Workshop, because without him, we would not have, we'd be dead in the water for a week.
Yeah.
We'd be dead in the water, so thank you so much for saving our bacon. And these fit perfect.
Well, they should. They come off of a G-body.
Well, you remember how they looked earlier.
Oh, yeah.
They look pretty rough. Santa took them out and he put the work into them. Look at those bad boys now. And the paint sets once you start it up and get it hot.
Yes.
Man, it's looking like a car.
Yes, it is.
It really is. We are so close. Here's what I'm going to do. We're so close to getting it running. I'm not going to make them wait another video.
Oh, really?
I'm not going to make them wait. I'm not going to end the video. We're going to come back tomorrow. Where there's a few pieces we're lost. We know that this bracket bolts somehow. Somehow, this bolts to the intake manifold. However, we don't know how. It goes something. And I just scratched the valve cover. Lovely. See, I should have just left well enough alone. We can't figure out exactly how that goes on. Then we got some of these pieces, like this. Where does that go? We don't know. Where does this go? We think this, what did you say this might go to?
I think that was from the...
smog pump?
Smog pump.
Okay, so we may not need this, but again, we don't know. Then we've got this one.
I'm pretty sure this one did go to the smog pump, because that's the only thing I can think of with that small of a...
Yeah. Maybe. I hope. We don't really know. And then we got these two down here. These were certain go to the air compressor, but... This one, I know where it goes. This one I've got figured out. This one's like some kind of an adjuster, and it does not fit. I can't make this fit anywhere on the air compressor. And that's where we're at. We have a few brackets left that we have no freaking clue how they go together. Santa's done a little bit of Googling. He hasn't been able to figure it out, and it's late. It's probably pushing 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
We got a lot done. The transcooler lines are on. The headers are on. Plugs, wires are reinstalled. Most of the pulleys and brackets are installed. We are so close. We just got to figure out the last pieces for the air compressor.
Yeah.
And this thing should be ready to run. We're crossing our fingers. I don't want to guarantee it because anything can happen. We also have this, we have that.
That rat's nest?
But really all we need out of that, we installed the starter. That's installed as well. To run, it needs power to the distributor.
Yep.
We need to run the ground strap from the firewall back to the engine. Mm-hmm. We need to run the ground from the battery to the engine, or the frame, wherever it went.
Right.
The positive and the signal wire for the starter. And a fuel line.
Yep.
And of course, a radiator. That's 10-15 minutes tops to get the radiator in here.
Dadgummit.
Yeah.
Did it again.
Damn it, man. The rest of this should not be all that complicated. I mean, within a few hours, if once we figure out how this mess here goes, I mean, it could take a few hours to figure that out if we can't find any instructions. But once we've got this figured out, it shouldn't be more than just a few hours before this thing is literally, it should fire up and run and drive.
Yes.
Now, there's a lot more to button up. Like I've got the heater core and the accumulator, the dryer.
That's for another day.
But we're not focused on any of that, so we won't put the hood back on for a little while. It's got brakes already. It is so close to pouring oil, transmission fluid, and giving her the
beans.
Really excited. I want all of you, please. I know I say this in every video that Santa's in, but like I never meant it before. This time I do mean it.
I see how you are.
I'm kidding. Please, man, seriously, Santa came over and he really saved my ass tonight on those headers. I mean, no joke, we would have been dead in the water at least another week, and I can't thank you enough for having them. And not only having them, but you brought them over and you painted them and you helped me put all of this stuff onto the car.
Oh, yeah.
So please, do me a favor, go over to Santa's Workshop and subscribe to his channel. His link is directly below this video. It would mean a lot to me. Tell him thank you and how much we all appreciate him over here. I think he would appreciate hearing that from you guys as well. All right, are you going home?
I'm going to go home and eat.
I'm going to Taco Bell.
You were just a glutton for punishment.
Jessica's got to ride home with me in that little Cadillac. Yeah, I did this on purpose. Don't tell her. She doesn't know yet. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to get out of here. We will see you all tomorrow. Now, I told you guys we weren't going to come back until this thing was about ready to start. And I want you to take a look under the hood. Just ignore that blanket over the carburetor there. But she's together. And, of course, we've already run into a couple problems. One is there's some wires missing that go to the transmission for the neutral safety start switch and the backup lights. Two, this is a different distributor than the other engine had, so we have no power wire to run the distributor. We have a missing tack wire because, again, this is a different distributor. The wiring, please ignore the wiring. This is temporary. We're just trying to get it to start for this video. Also, the upper radiator hose that they sold me. These are silicone hoses. Doesn't fit. This is absolutely wrong. There's no way that fits. It's in there. But that's not the worst of it. The worst of it is I'm sitting here filling it up with coolant, and you might notice all over the ground there, and you might notice all out of the front here. Guess where it's leaking? Do you want to tell them where it's leaking?
No, not
really. It is leaking right out of the water pump all the way back here. And yes, I put the gaskets on. It's not leaking over here, but it is pouring out the bottom on that side.
But that's your second pump.
That is my second pump because the first one was cracked.
Yep.
You may notice we don't have an air compressor yet. We've got all the bracketry figured out. The problem is the air compressor is running into my valve covers. Valve covers are too tall, so we can't do that either. We've got the starter on. We've got everything buttoned up. Unfortunately, there's going to be more work to be. We thought this was almost wrapped up, then was getting just the little stuff, you know? No.
And we've been here for 4 hours now.
Yeah.
Well, do we want to see if it'll crank up?
Yeah, we have not tried to crank. Well, you know what? This battery's dead, so I promise you it ain't going to do nothing. Make sure there's nothing in those bowls, if you would. Just after that piece fell out of the carburetor and was laying in my bowls, I've been very sketched out about it.
There's a couple of nuts in there.
They better be bolted onto something. We're going to hook the booster pack up. Honestly, I don't think it's going to do anything. I could be wrong, but we are missing our neutral safety start switch. So
Clear? Almost.
Yeah. Did I hear the starter?
Yeah, you did.
So it'll crank?
Yeah.
It's got fluids. We've already put transmission fluid in it. We've got oil in it. We've got what little coolant we could get in it. So it's got some. So it will not start this time because we do not have a power wire.
I hooked one up.
Oh, you hooked one up?
Possibly.
Okay. So he's got a wire hooked up to this. So it could potentially start pumping fuel, and this may be the first start with open headers.
Okay. We're connected.
Are we ready?
Hold on. Give it a second.
Okay.
There it goes.
You lost connection.
Lost connection. Hold on.
No? Take the positive terminal off. It sounds like it's cycling. Let me, this is so nerve-wracking. There you go. Now it should.
Wait.
It's already going.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing.
It cranked just a second ago.
I swore I heard the starter try to.
It did.
Try that.
Yeah, we're getting spark.
But the starter's not engaging.
I heard it clicking.
What is going on here? Try it.
Sounded good.
I'll be damned, it cranks. It cranks.
Yeah.
Don't think you need any shims.
I don't think I need any shims. Yeah, that's great news.
Sounded good.
Oh look, I'm stepping in this fluid over here. What is this?
You think she's getting fuel?
I don't know.
Not yet. What do you want to do? You want to keep cranking?
Well,
Get some fuel up there.
we can put some fuel in it.
Let's just see if it. Let's just crank it just a little bit.
You got to give me some more juice.
This thing is so finicky.
It's these stupid
Terminals.
terminals, yeah.
Is it loose?
A little bit.
Maybe I need to tighten that terminal down.
Okay.
Try that. Bang! Did I scare anyone?
No.
Nope.
Okay, so good news, it is cranking. We don't have the electric choke hooked up either. Please, please, please. I'll feel so much better if it... Any fuel in there yet?
I can't tell. It's too dark. Well, it looks empty.
Really?
Unless it's... What do you think?
Let's take a look. Yeah, it does look empty.
Yeah. So is the back one.
Well, you'd think by now she'd be getting some
You think?
some good fuel in there. We're losing fuel out of the carburetor.
Yeah, that's off. This one filled up.
Now we've got fuel spraying out of the front of the carb somewhere. Like what, out of the accelerator pump? Where is that coming from?
Over there, wasn't it? Yeah, I see it.
The accelerator pump. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious, man? That accelerator pump is bolted to the bottom of the carburetor.
Of course it is.
So the carb's got to come completely off.
Oh, that's right.
Uh-huh.
How bad is it squirt?
I'll crank it. Let's find out.
Right here.
From the AN fitting?
Yep.
Okay, we can just tighten that down. We can tighten that down. Hold on, guys. I don't think she's getting spark, though.
No, I think we've been hearing something by now.
Yeah. Okay, I think this is moment of truth. Santa's got a power wire hooked up to the distributor. Hopefully the fuel leaks are stopped. We tightened down all the AN fittings. And, well, we cleaned up what we could of the antifreeze.
For now.
For now. I think we're good.
Ready?
As ready as I'll ever be. It's still pouring fuel everywhere.
There, yeah. Going right there.
It's leaking fuel everywhere. I don't understand, man. I just tightened all these down. I mean, I didn't tighten this down. Back to square one. All right, we're gonna see if we still have a
Major fuel leak.
Yeah. No leak.
No leak?
No
Got
leak.
it. Yep.
She ain't trying to start.
No.
Not at all.
You got a good connection here.
We may need to move that over to the battery.
Nope.
All right, let me.
I wonder if I got a good connection under the distributor.
There was voltage there, right?
Yes. 14 point something.
Yeah, so she should start this time.
Well.
What the heck?
Man, I'm telling you, this is just.
You had better luck on that than I did. Did that pull out a little bit?
I don't think it did.
It's gotta be
I think it's this, yeah.
Got so much rust on the damn.
Try that. It ain't even trying to start. It doesn't sound like it's firing at all. Oh! I think we got some plug wires off.
You think?
I don't think it's supposed to run that nasty. I think we got some plug wires off. When you hit the gas, it died, didn't it?
No.
It didn't?
It
took off a little bit.
Nah. I think we got some plug wires off.
Let's work them out.
Yeah, I think she's misfiring. Hold on, guys. It's all part of the drama of trying to get things like this right. It's exciting, though. We're close, man. It did sound nasty, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Open headers?
Yeah.
All right. Could be the choke. I think we need to open the choke a little bit. I'm a little breathless right now. Honestly,
You didn't think it was going to be that nasty?
No, I mean I heard it running on the dyno and everything.
Yeah, but see, they got that through mufflers running outside.
That's wow.
We'll need to set the
wow.
Set the daggum idle.
Because I was holding it pretty far back.
That should be that screw right there.
Well, she sounds mean, for sure. We can't run it too long, guys, because there's very little coolant in this thing right now. So, thankfully, fuel leak has stopped. It does run. We should have seen if it went into gear.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Well, I'll probably have to come out here. I'll do another video, not to worry. Where hopefully in the next video we actually get to take it out for a ride. I'll get that exhaust installed. That ought to sound pretty dang good. We'll get that water pump fixed, which means got to take everything off the front that was just done. You notice there's no heater hoses. We've completely cut out the heater core for now. I've got a new heater core and everything. There's a lot to figure out. I'm going to get a hold of Smitting Performance. I'm going to see if they've got any potentially lower valve covers so I can get my AC installed properly. If they do, great. If not, then we'll figure it out. But she runs. Did it have oil pressure?
I didn't even look.
I'm sure it had oil pressure. I'm sure.
I can fire back up.
I don't want to push my luck. The last thing I want to do is run this. I mean, it does have coolant in it, guys, but it's very little. We put about 1.5 gallons in it. Started pouring out the water pump. So no more fuel leaks. It runs. Of course, got to hook up an electric choke and everything to it as well. But, man, it's a hell of a start. It's a hell of a start. Big shout out and thank you to Santa's Workshop. Of course, go check him out on YouTube. And we have Delbert, whose YouTube channel is Everything Changes 23. I'll put a link to both of these guys down below. Go check them out. I would appreciate it because they both come out here and put a lot of work into this, helping me out. And really, I appreciate it. Even if they don't. I know they do. I know they do.
I stayed here later than I would have normally because I wanted to hear it run.
Yeah, we're all ready to get out of here. What time is it? 11 now? It's got to be getting late.
10:42.
Yeah, so.
And I got an hour drive home just like you.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long night. I think I'll take that battery out. I'll put it on charge so it's nice and charged up, fresh, ready to go, and I'll come back tomorrow again. And I'll continue fighting with this car until eventually we get to take it out and do a nice smoky burnout.
There you go.
All right, guys. We will see you all next time.